Welcome back to FNS Reviews. It is yet another microphone review, all I've done so far. Thanks to the very few people that watched the first couple videos. Still cool. If anyone watched it, that is pretty neat. So, took a trip to a pawn shop today. Was out and about near the city of Toronto. Actually, it was in Toronto, I guess, technically. And hit a nice pawn shop and bought a couple used microphones. One that I'll review again later, where the price they were asking for is actually more than retail, so I had a little chat with them about that and got a better deal on it. But anyways, enough about that. It is a microphone, a very, very budget handheld dynamic microphone. It is the, oh my goodness, I keep forgetting it's Apex. Apex 950 is the microphone. It is, I picked it up used obviously for under $20, closer to $15, I think it was. I just looked up what a new price in Canada where I live would be, and it was looking around $20, $22, $25 at the most. So a very affordable handheld dynamic. And the only other thing I would like to point out is before we get into a bit of a review, I guess, of this mic is that up until this point, I will have some processing on this. I'm going to use this as my sample of processed audio. Truth be told, I'm probably not very good at processing audio at all. I'm kind of only been doing this for a couple years on a podcast with my son, which is fun to do, but I'm no expert by any means. But I'll probably do a little bit of EQ and some compression and de-esser are usually my favorites. So again, everything up to this point will have a little bit of processing on it, but after the little sound effect that's coming up, it will just be raw audio, just the mic plugged into GarageBand recording. So let's get to that now. And the first thing I'd like to talk about is the sort of the build quality on this thing, because I can't really tell you what comes in the box when you buy it, because I didn't get a box. I just got a mic and a cheap desktop mic stand they threw in that I'm using as well right now. But I can tell you the build quality, and it's not great. But I mean, for a $20 mic, we'll say, what are you expecting? But it feels very light in the hand. I took the head basket off because the one I got was dented, and I could fairly easily from the inside push the wire mesh back into. It's not perfect, but the dent is definitely a lot smaller. And I have a direct comparison because the other microphone I bought used is the Mackie EM89D, which is also a handheld dynamic, and it feels incredible compared. And the build quality on that is exceptional. And another comparison I have in my little studio here is the Behringer XM8500, which was the first review I did, I think, and that feels significantly more, I guess, robust is the word the reviewers like to use, than this mic. That being said, I did use it a little bit later and listen back to it. I don't hate the sound of it. I don't think I have a terrific ear at this point. I'm just sort of very much an amateur in getting into listening to microphones, but I don't like brighter mics now as I've sort of progressed in listening to a lot of microphones, and I don't feel like this one is one. I don't think it sounded amazing, but I've definitely used microphones that I liked less than this one. I can say that. So if you were, starting out, $19 microphone or whatever it is, $20 microphone, I think it's, my friend Bark from Obscure Mics likes to say, usable, right? And I think that's probably true of this. I will tell you the handling noise is terrible. This is me. So here's a little sample. Right, and if I'm bumping the stand or touch it at all, I feel like it's pretty loud. Plosive rejection, as there I'm talking plosives. Probably pretty bad. Sounds like. Hopefully that wasn't bust anyone's ears. I can go a little bit off axis here. I'll go to 90 degrees. This is now talking at 90 degrees. Seems to drop off pretty substantially. And then I'm behind it right now. Talking from behind the Apex 950, coming back around to the front where I should be. I also have a keyboard. Thought I would do that too. So this is me. The keyboard is on the same desk. It is slightly behind and beside the microphone. So this is me typing aggressively while I'm talking on just a cheap little keyboard that happens to be down here. And then this is if I were doing a podcast like I do with my son, FNS Wrestling podcast. If you happen to be a wrestling fan, you're probably not, and that's cool. I don't mind, but if you want to check it out. So this is me quietly typing while I'm talking. See how much that picks up. And the one feature on this microphone that is pretty cool for it being such a cheap microphone is there is an on-off switch on this mic. So I have tried it before and listened back, and I found the first time I tried it, there was some sort of buzzing, humming when I got, I think, near the mic and for sure was touching the microphone. So whatever's going on there. But then the second time there wasn't. So I'm going to try it right now and see. There's definitely sound. It's not a silent switch by any means, but so yes, I can hear that buzzing now, even in my headphones. So that's me with my hand on the microphone. And I took it off, obviously. So again, not a brand new one. I bought it used, so can't blame the microphone necessarily, but you would just have to know you can't put your hands on this microphone while you're recording, basically. But I will still try the on-off switch here, just to let you know. Here it comes. So looks like significant pop when you turn it back on, and again, buzzing when you touch it. But it's a really cheap mic, so some of these things shouldn't be surprising. And still, if you keep your hands off of it, sounds pretty usable, I think. So that's going to wrap up this little demonstration and I guess kind of review of the Apex 950 dynamic microphone. Appreciate anyone checking this video out and making it all the way to the end here, and I hope to see you back for the next video that I do, which will probably be the Mackie Element EM89D handheld dynamic. I'm pretty excited to do that, so it probably will be out in the near future. Thanks again for listening. Feel free to leave a comment. I will almost always get back to you. So until next time, take care.